about vibrations and timings. Now, of course, we're still under the Android helper module, that is the Android SL4A module. And under this tutorial section, I'm going to be talking to you guys about vibrations today. The time module is basically a module. It's not really under the SL4A module, but it's just a nice module I like using with the SL4A module. That is the Android helper module. Now in this tutorial, since we're talking about vibrations and timings, let's just import this. Let's import our time, and I think we should import daytime too. And let's also import the most important part of this tutorial, the most important module, the Android helper. Now of course we say droid equals to Android helper dot Android, and do not forget your opening and closing parentheses. Now I'm going to be using the time module alongside the Android helper module, so please be focused. But the first thing I want to be doing is that I'm going to be showing you guys how to use the daytime module to print out, well, to print out your current time, regardless of your location, whatever. It's just going to print out your current time for you. Now before I do that, I want to say I think from daytime I will import daytime, and that's just it. Now I'm going to head down a bit. I'm going to say, I think, daytime dot now, and we just want to print this out. Let's go print this out, and this is basically it. So now this is going to help you print out the time, whatever the time is. Let's see what the time is. Well, I don't think this time right here is correct, so it's going to be giving me a different time. Now it says it's 12:15 p.m. and it's the 5th of February 2020. That's 2020. Now this time is the correct one. So what this does is basically, I think it uses your network connection. So please, if you're not connected to the internet, it just looks for your local time. But if you are, it just connects you to your GPS location and whatever and gives you the current time. So now since we have this out of the way, I'm going to be showing you guys how to use the time module alongside the Android helper module to make your device vibrate. Now to use the vibration module, all you have to do is use the droid.vibrate. Now this is a method in Python that allows you to use the Android helper module and makes your device vibrate. Now let's go. If we do not get any errors, I'll assume it works because my device is a PC and I'm using an emulator, so I do not have a vibrator on my PC, but I'll show you that this guys is going to work fine. So now since this has vibrated your device, you're going to feel it for about a second or so, but if you want this to last longer for than a second, you can just put on whatever variable time in here, like 2 or 5 or whatever. If that technique doesn't work very fine for you, you can as well use the for loop module, the for loop to control this timing, and you can as well use the while loop to make it last for a very long time, like infinity. So yeah, it's gonna last for a very long time and it's gonna make your device go like crazy. So I do not advise you guys do that. So when you save your code and run the while loop under the droid.vibrate, it's gonna make your device go like really crazy and it's gonna vibrate over and over again like non-stop. So I'm just gonna exit out of the loop because the loop is running now. As you can see here, it's not, the code is not run yet. The code is not done yet, so it's not going to show you Qpython exit. It's just going to keep running and it's not going to stop. So let's get that out of the way. Now since I've shown you guys how to use the droid.vibrate, I'm going to be showing you guys how to use the sleep method to separate your lines of code with intervals. Now let's say you have lines of code you want to write, for example, and you want this first line of code to run and you do not want the second line of code to run immediately. The way you can do this is use the sleep module, the time module and the sleep method. Now the sleep method basically sets the timer for when your next line of code is going to run. So anything after the sleep method definitely runs based on the time you give to the sleep method. So basically the sleep method is going to shut off all codes and that you run in the system and it's going to allow it run for just a few seconds after. So let's do that. So let's get to the part where we use the sleep method. So let's use the time and time.sleep and open our parentheses and add a few seconds to it. Let's add 5 seconds. And before that, let's just print out print print and just open and close this up. So let's say something like hello world, and yep, that's it. So after 5 seconds I want to be saying something different, and let's go with something like hello TechMond. Okay, so let's save this and let's run. So as usual, we'll get our normal time. It's supposed to be like 12:16 or 12:17 now, 12:19. So count the time. 5 seconds later, it's going to say hello TechMond. So that's how you use the sleep method in Python. We can also do something really cool by giving this something like okay, let's take this code right here and let's just move it upwards. Okay, and let's just put it over here. So I'm going to print in hello world, and then I'll say the time is, then I'm going to say down here, I'm going to say, let's just paste this and remove this. Okay, loading time, and let's save this and let's run. Okay, so it's going to say hello world, the time is, and it's going to say loading time. Then 5 seconds later it's going to give you the actual time. So that's a nice way you can actually use these two modules hand in hand together. So if you're looking to write different timing modules, this is a really good way to start up. So that's all for this video, guys. Please, if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, and also if you have any questions, please do not forget to comment down below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.